Strom Thurman, a South Carolina legislator, by Bryson. Did you know that when Strom Thurman retired, he was the oldest serving senator and had served the longest ever in the U.S. Senate? History proves that Strom Thurman was an upstart in South Carolina by supporting laws that furthered African-American rights during his time as South Carolina senator. As senator and war vet, Thurman gave all his effort in everything that he did. During war, he was a valiant soldier that earned several honors. He fought against the horrors of the concentration camps and became one of the first to liberate Camp Buchenwald. As a senator, he fought for African-Americans' rights, teachers, and the soldiers that fought to protect the country. He did the most for African-Americans by helping them gain the rights that they deserved. Strom Thurman has been one of the most significant upstanders through his military service, political service, and his record of lifelong achievements. Thurman helped create the ideal country that we have today by risking his life and serving in the military to protect our freedom. Previously, Thurman had been a town and county attorney for Edgefield, and he was the judge of Edgefield, but he gave it all up to go help fight for his country. At the beginning of his service, he was ranked a lieutenant colonel, and as he went to war, he was part of Operational Air. In this mission, he was a part of the 82nd Airborne Division. On this glider, which was used to hold 9 soldiers in a jeep, he crash-landed, but he kept going, and along with other troops, he stole a German vehicle. For his valiant efforts, he was awarded several honors, and after the war, he was the president of the Reserve Officers Association from 1954 to 1955, but in the end, he finally retired from the U.S. Army Reserves as a Major General. This evidence shows his tenacious and gallant efforts to protect the country. He served many years to protect himself and those that he loved. He has never given up on this country, so why should we doubt his efforts? Through his military service, he has made the ideal country possible for all to enjoy. He has been injured in combat, and he risked losing his life several times. While he did so much for the country by fighting, he also helped through his political service. Thurman helped the military and the community around him by serving as governor and U.S. Senator for South Carolina. After his service in World War II, he started his political career. As a politician, Strom Thurman was in politics for over 50 years, and as a South Carolina governor, he served 4 years. As a U.S. Senator, he served 48 years. In his first years as a politician, he changed parties because he did not agree with the Democratic Party, so he and a few others created the Dixiecrat Party. He eventually changed back to the Democratic Party, and he ran and was elected a governor during this time. After his service as governor, he ran for Senate, but lost. He ended up in the Senate because he was appointed to the spot where a previous senator had resigned. This was his big break because after this, he held his spot for 11 more re-elections. At this time, he helped many people. He was the first Southern senator to hire an African-American staff member, and he also supported African-Americans that wanted to become judges. And he also supported the extension of the Voting Rights Act in 1982. He even supported Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday becoming a national holiday. Finally, he helped teachers by giving them a 25% raise, and he gave soldiers a bonus for their service. This all shows you that Thurman was willing to help all of those who were around him. He supported his fellow soldiers and helped African Americans gain their right as a race. Through his political service, he advocated for equal voting for all people. It shows that he helped the world to be at the point that it is today by doing as he saw fit to create the ideal free country. His political service has helped him achieve some of his many lifelong achievements. Throughout his lifetime, Thurman has impacted South Carolina with his many accomplishments. Thurman has been awarded some of the highest honors possible. He's achieved these through his military service and his political service. During his military service, he was awarded honors such as the Bronze Star, Purple Heart, Bronze Arrowhead, and Legion of Merit. He was also awarded the USO's Spirit of Hope Award. He also fought in both the Pacific and Europe. He accomplished several things during his political service as well. He supported the extension of the Voting Rights Act in 1982. He even holds the record for the longest filibuster at 24 hours and 18 minutes. People often remembered him by his iron grip handshake. He eventually was honored by having a building named after him located in downtown Columbia, and he had a high school named after him in his home county, Edgefield. But by the end of his life, he had authored the book, The Faith We Have Not Kept. Thurman has also improved the lives of South Carolinians by serving in the military for our freedom. He also supported free speech for all by supporting the Voting Rights Act. This allowed him to change so many lives. Through these accomplishments, Thurman was able to further the common good. He militarily fought and was injured fighting for the right of freedom in this country. And as a politician, he helped create an equal country for all by fighting for the freedom of speech. Although evidence shows that Thurman was an advocate for integration, some people are against this. Some things that people may say about him are that he was totally against integration in the first place. He didn't support the Voting Rights Act of 1965, and he was against the Civil Rights Act of 1964. This goes down to whether or not you think he was against integration. Facts that support this are that Thurman was the first Southern senator to hire an African-American staff member. He supported the Voting Rights Act, and he wanted to increase funding for education to African Americans. This says that although he originally thought these things, he ended up turning around and following the right path towards integration. If he really was against it, then why would he vote to help African Americans time and time again? Throughout his life, he has revolutionized the world into a totally different world as we know it today through his political and military services and his everlasting accomplishments. Throughout his life, he has impacted this country in so many different aspects of fighting, whether it be physically or verbally. He has joined every part of himself into fighting for a common cause of helping others. Knowing that Thurman was such a selfless person, what will you do to impact the country in a positive way?